Welcome to Success Weekly with James Tharris, a weekly dose of thought-provoking ideas and helpful tips on improving your mindset. And now, here's your host, James Tharris.
Hello and welcome once more to another episode of Success Weekly. I am your host, James Tharris. We have been focused for the past 14 weeks on the book Psycho-Cybernetics from Maxwell Maltz, and today I'm going to finish up this book with you, chapter 15, More Years of Life and More Life in Your Years. Just got a few thoughts on this, so this will probably be a little bit of a shorter podcast today. We're coming right to the end of the book. What a fantastic book this has been, and just reviewing it in this shorthand fashion has just been fantastic as well. More years and more life. Okay. Resentment and hatred hurt us more than the person we direct them against. Again, resentment and hatred hurt us more than the person we direct them against. How true. It's been proven that people, a lot of times, they can cause cancer in people because they hold grudges and hold resentment towards somebody in their family or friends or in society in general. So resentment is nothing more than pain and acid in your body that needs to be gotten rid of. So find a way to get rid of your resentment, and the best way to do that is to go and confront the person who you're holding the resentment to, and try to have an open-minded conversation with them versus just telling them how you feel. If you tell somebody how you feel, you're going to put them on the defense and back them into a corner where they feel like they have to defend themselves, and that's probably not going to take you very far in opening that communication up so you can get rid of this resentment. It comes down to trying to understand the other person a little bit. Even if they've done something blatantly wrong, try to understand how it could have come to be. And that at least will get you some peace of mind. And, because people do things for crazy reasons, and sometimes we don't understand those reasons until they explain them a little bit. Okay, the 6 basic needs that every human being has. Do you know what those are? The 6 basic needs that every human being has. Why don't you try, just for fun's sake, how many of these do you think you can name? What are the 6 basic things that you think you need to have? I'll give you about 15 seconds, and then I'm going to give you all 6 of these and see how many of them you came up with. So the 6 basic needs that every human being has are, number 1, the need for love. We all need to be loved. Number 2, the need for security. We all need to be able to feel safe. Number 3, the need for creative expression. We all need to be able to express ourselves, and if we have an idea on something, not having it immediately shot down. So that's kind of where that one's coming from. Number 4, the need for recognition. The need for recognition is one of the most powerful needs, by the way. How many people have gone to war for these little medals that they get? That's the recognition, or getting the Purple Heart or Purple Star. And maybe that's not originally why they went to, into the military, but those decorations on the uniforms, I tell you, I was a soldier as well. I was an army. I was in the army, and I'll tell you what, just knowing that I was going to be qualifying on the range, the firing range, for this little tiny medal made me take it a lot more seriously and perform a lot better because of the recognition that I would get from being a sharpshooter or an expert on the range. So that's an example of what I'm talking about there. Okay, number 5, the need for new experiences. We, as human beings, we get bored very quickly and very easily. And now, more than ever, with technology changing the way that it's changing and as rapidly as it's changing, we are constantly needing to have new experiences. And that's like with a video game on your phone. How many times do you play a video game on your phone, and then after a while you get bored with it, or you beat it and you delete it and get another game to replace that because you want a new experience in the realm of video gaming, right? Well, it's the same in most of life. We need to constantly fill our life with new experiences, not just doing the same old. I encourage you to get out there. If you haven't done things like water skiing, downhill skiing or snowboarding, skydiving, parasailing, scuba diving, try some of these things. If they scare you, all the more reason to try them. They will make life worth living. Learning new skills and having new experiences is one of the best ways to add more life to your years. Okay? And number 6 is the need for self-esteem, which is what this whole book is about. you've got to have some self-esteem. So esteem is how you feel about yourself. You know, do you feel good about yourself? When you look at the person in the mirror, do you like what you see? Do you like the person that you're looking at, or not? And if not, you've got to go to work on that self-esteem so that you can look back in that mirror someday and actually say, yes, I like the person I see on the other end of that mirror. Okay, the essence of creativity is looking forward towards a goal. And he's been saying that throughout this book. It's so powerful. You must have something to look forward to. As soon as you start getting close to one goal, you've got to set another goal. And that's really how your entire life has been. It's been a series of proving yourself to people, even if just to yourself. And think about it. We can walk through this. And speaking of walking, think about the first goal you probably set once you were able to realize what was going on, is you sat on your behind and watched all these adults walk around, and you decided that you wanted to learn how to do that as well. So that became one of your first big goals. After that, maybe it was learning to speak. So you'd listen to people speak and say, wow, I'd like to be able to do that. In your own crazy way, you thought like that, and so did I. And that took us to the next goal of mastering how to speak. And then we had to master how to learn how to read so we could enjoy reading with somebody, and how to write so we could write letters to people. And then maybe we set the goal to learn how to whistle, or how to skip, how to run, how to ride a bicycle. So it's been one goal after another of learning new experiences and conquering these things and doing them. And like riding a bicycle, anybody that can ride a bicycle, they didn't learn it by just keeping the training wheels on until they were old enough to not need them. They did it until they didn't need them anymore, and then they challenged themselves again to see if they could ride the bicycle without the training wheels. The next level then was riding no-handed. The next level was then putting a ramp down and trying to launch your bicycle into the air over a couple of barrels, and then all the other crazy things that we've done in our life. And then we try to assert ourselves into the family by trying to become more of an adult. And we tried the next goal was to get the driver's license. The next goal was to get the first job. The next goal was to get the first, girlfriend or boyfriend in our life. The next thing was, and not in any particular order, but the next thing then was to graduate high school. That was our next goal. Something to look forward to. Something that had a definite start and a definite finish to it. Then maybe it was college, getting our degree. And then maybe it was getting that dream job, or opening our dream business, or buying a specific car that you've dreamed about forever, or getting a house that you've always wanted to have that was in the right area, or moving to a specific part of the country. Everybody's got to have these things to look forward to. That's what makes life worth living, and what makes it interesting enough to get out of bed the next day. It's people that don't have those kind of things in their life, when they stop coming up with things to conquer, that they throw the towel in and do nothing. They sit in front of a television all day, the boob tube, and get stupid and fat, eating extra calories while watching idiotic television shows, one talk show after the next, followed by soap operas and commercials and news. I mean, for some people that's their a day in their life. How sad is that? You've got to constantly have that next thing in front of you. What's next? Boy, I'll tell you, that really gets my juices flowing just thinking about that. What do you have going on in your life right now that you're looking forward to? What's the next thing you're looking forward to? All right? Do you have something? If so, please tell me about that in the comments. What's turning you on right now? What's getting you excited and motivated to get up out of bed early and maybe stay up late and putting extra time into it? What would that be? I'd love to know what that is for you. All right? I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast and this little series on psycho-cybernetics. If you found it valuable, let me know that, and please like and share with friends.
That's all for this week. Tune in next week for another episode of Success Weekly. Do you have an idea you'd like James to talk about in an upcoming episode? Post your comments and be sure to share this podcast with friends.